To judge, to make a decision or reach a conclusion after examining all the factual evidence presented. To form an opinion after evaluating all the facts and applying the law. You know, there seems to be a lot of disorder in the courts these days, especially when it comes to the issue of sexual assault. I mean, it's hard enough to get a day in court for victims of this crime, but when the person with the gavel and the black robe has bias, then we're in a lot of trouble.
Here comes the judge.
All right, already I can hear the wheels turning with some of you. You're thinking, seriously, Kevin, can this really even be an issue? Why wouldn't you think it wouldn't be? Because case after case of bad judgment calls leaves me with that old Marvin Gaye tune in my head, what's going on? Now, you remember the Brock Turner case, okay? Now, this had to be the judgment shot heard around the world. This apple pie-faced teenager, full of booze and porn fantasies, sexually assaults a passed-out victim behind a dumpster. He's interrupted by two righteous dudes who grab and sit on him until the cops get there. Please note the real men in this scenario. The kid then gets busted. The evidence is brought out. He's guilty. But when it comes to real justice, baby boy was sentenced to 6 months and out in 3. I don't know, maybe it was that heart-rendering statement the dad made for the judge to go easy on his boy. He shouldn't have to go to prison for 20 minutes of action. But whatever it was. Judge Aaron Peresky, he said that a prison sentence would be too severe on Brock Turner. He's not a danger to anybody. What in the name of Perry Mason was this guy thinking? Now, before any of you think that this problem just started here, check this out. In 2008, Mandy Boardman testified that she had been raped. It turns out her husband's appetite was drugging and having non-consensual sex with her while she was sleeping. But Mandy found the evidence, the hard evidence, to convict her husband David Wise of spousal rape. Video! Why these guys are dumb enough not only to do the act, but to videotape themselves doing it? And her rapist, who is now her ex-husband, gets 0 jail time. Home detention. And Mandy gets a sermon about forgiveness? She described that sentence as a sucker punch to the stomach. Here's another blow below the belt. In 2014, Judge Robin Camp from Canada found in favor of a rapist. He told the victim, "Why couldn't you keep your knees together?" He asked the victim, couldn't she just skew her pelvis or push her bottom down to avoid penetration? And he goes on to add other deep judicial gems like some sex and some pain, they go together. And that's not a bad thing. I'm not kidding you. Check this out, the pièce de résistance. He now says to the acquitted perp, I want you to tell your friends, your male friends, that they have to be more gentle with women. They have to be more patient, and they have to be more careful to protect themselves. They have to be very, very careful. Now, Judge Robin Camp later repealed his comments. He feigns ignorance by saying he didn't understand the difference between Canadian justice and justice from another country. And then, back in the good old US of A, Austin Wilkerson had been found guilty by a jury of his peers for raping a drunken girl. Never mind the fact that he did it out of revenge for having his advances rebuffed by the girl, or the jury's verdict, or even the prosecution's recommendation for a lengthy sentence. Judge Patrick Butler gave a convicted rapist time in a rehabilitation program. Oh, that was awfully nice of Judge Butler. I wonder if this rehabilitation program involves giving the rape victim back her life emotionally intact. These are supposed to be men and women with a knowledge of the law and good discernment and a call to make sure that justice is carried out for the sake of victims and all of our society.
Kids,
it's legal. Heyo.
They're not supposed to look at a broth turner and envision him being as harmless as a country boy with a fishing pole in hand, walking with his paw as he whistles a country tune. Or give a sentence to a rapist who needs prison time and not sent to his room for just being a bad boy. On most of the courthouses, there's a statue. We call her Lady Justice, aka Lady Liberty. She wields this double-edged sword of truth. She has these scales in her hand which represent balance and fairness in all verdict. And in some cases, she even wears a blindfold which represents an unbiased and unprejudiced look at the facts, not based on race, riches, or gender, but whether Lady Liberty has her eyes covered. You'll notice that on all these statues, her ears are not. People, our justice system has got to do better than this. Hi, I'm Kevin, and thank you for tuning in to the One Voice channel. I'd like for you to meet my friend Gypso. She's my sweetheart. She wants you to hit the subscription button, okay? Go ahead. Happy New Year, and be good to each other. See you soon. Right, honey?